What if I told you the greatest dynasty in Champions League history was built on Aloy? Real Madrid's back-to-back Champions League titles, the legendary three-peat, the achievement that made Ronaldo a god, the moment that cemented Zidane as one of the greatest coaches of all time. What if ALL of that started with the single most crook 90 minutes of football ever played? Because on April 18, 2017, in a game that the whole world was watching, the referees didn't just make mistakes. They handed Real Madrid a ticket to the semis that they had absolutely no business holding. 2 offside goals, a man who should have been red carded scoring the assist, and a CLFL that got a guy sent off. Stay with me. Yeah. Because by the end of this video, you will never look at that Real Madrid three-peat the same way again. one and tag. All right, let's set the scene. It's the 2016-17 UEFA Champions League quarterfinals. On one side, Real Madrid, the reigning Champions League holders, led by Cristiano Ronaldo, Luka Modric, Sergio Ramos, managed by Zinedine Zidane machine. On the other side, Bayern Munich, German powerhouses, Robert Lewandowski up front, Arturo Vidal in midfield, Thomas Müller pulling strings, coached by Carlo Ancelotti. Both teams had cruised through the round of 16. Real Madrid had destroyed Napoli 6-2 on aggregate. Bayern, they absolutely demolished Arsenal 10-2 on aggregate. 10-2. So going into this quarterfinal, this was THE game. 2 giants, the biggest clash of the round. But before we get to the chaos of the second leg, we need to talk about the first leg, because even there we got a warrange of what was coming. In Germany, Bayern got a controversial penalty right before halftime. Carvajal was judged to have handled the ball. Yellow card, penalty awarded. But honestly, I'm not even sure the ball touched his arm. Bayern missed it anyway. Vidal showed no harm done. Then in the second half, the linesman flagged Müller offside for a 1-on-1 with the keeper. But on the replay, Marcelo was clearly playing him on. Wrong call. Now, most people let those slide. It was before VAR mistakes happen. Errors went both ways, but here's what nobody realized. Those were appetizers. The main course was coming in the second leg, and it was going to be absolutely ing. Session in 20 leg begins. Real Madrid won the first leg 2-1, so Bayern came into the second leg hungry, desperate and reinforced because Robert Lewandowski was PK after missing the first leg. Matt Hummels also returned. Bayern meant BUSNS, and they came out firing. Just 5 minutes in, Arturo Vidal gets a yellow card for fouling Isco just outside the box. That is now at the start Bayern wanted. Ronaldo couldn't convert the free kick, but still, 1 yellow card on your best midfielder after 5 minutes. Yes, Bayern tried to settle. Vidal had a shot from outside the box. Wide, the nerves were showing. But here's where it gets interesting. It was actually Madrid who looked more dangerous in the first half. Minute 27, Carvajal forces a great save from Neuer. The follow-up from Ramos had to be cleared off the line by Bernat. That ball had beaten the goalkeeper. Minute 33, Cruz goes close from the edge of the box. Minute 42, Ronaldo fires into the stands. And then, minute 39, something happened that most people glossed over at the time. Casemiro fouled Vidal, got booked. Yellow card number 1. Mental note, write it down, tattoo it on your arm if you have to, because that yellow card, it's going to matter. Aloti. 30 FCR begins. We come back for the second half. Things seem calm, normal, professional. And then minute 51, Casemiro fouls Robin inside the box. Penalty, rightfully given. No debate there. BUT. And this is massive. According to the laws of the game, that foul should have come with a C-code yellow card for Casemiro. He already had 1 yellow. A second yellow means a red. Casemiro should have been given. The referee didn't even reach for his pocket. Bayern didn't complain too much. They had their penalty. Lewandowski stepped up and buried it. Game on. Bayern backing it on aggregate, and Bayern didn't slow down. Robin sets up Vidal, shot misses. Minute 57, Ribery forces a save from Navas with an acrobatic effort. The pressure Real, Zidane panicked. He pulled off Karim Benzema and brought on Marco Asensio, a 21-year-old kid, a move that raised Libertadores at the time. And then minute 63, another bad call. Lewandowski looked to be in behind the Madrid defense, ready for a 1-on-1. Linesman's flag goes up, offside. But on the replay, just like with Mimi Leller in the first leg, Marcelo was playing him on again. A JIN. Now, minute 75. Mats Hummels gets a yellow card for stopping Modric, who was running toward goal. Fine, that's a booking. But 1 minute later, Ribery is fouled in midfield. Casemiro doesn't go down, stays on his feet. And then, just watch what happens. He picks himself up, plays a beautiful cross into the dot, meets it. Goal, Madrid level on aggregate. Madrid he died on away goals. But wait. Casemiro should have been sent off Tigo Ice by this point. He should not have been on that pitch, and he just provided the assist that put Madrid in the driver's seat. The butterfly effect, it's already happening. FCT4 Vigal ride Cardon, on OW1 Guel. Bayern weren't done though. 1 minute after Madrid's goal, chaos in the Madrid penalty area, and Sergio Ramos puts the ball into his own net. Own goal, Bayern back level. Extra time far CED. And listen, that own goal was the only scoreline that could have forced extra time. The away goals rule was still active back then. Bayern had found a way back. Against ALL the odds, against ALL the bad decisions, they were still alive. But then, minute 84, Arturo Vidal goes in for a sliding tackle. Watch it again. He wins the ball. Cleanly, completely. It is a textbook tackle. The referee shows him a second yellow card. Arturo Vidal sent to FF for a perfect tackle. Meanwhile, Casemiro, who made Tito bookable falls, who provided the assist for Madrid's goal while illegally still on the pitch, Casemiro is still out there playing football. Bayern go down to 10 men. Not because of anything Twi did wrong. Bayern's 10 men. Madrid's 12 because that referee was counting as the 12th man. So extra time. Madrid have a man advantage they should never have had. They start pressing. Minute 96, Ronaldo forces a save from Neuer. Minute 98, Marcelo shoots wide. It's an end. Competitive, despite everything. And then minute 104, 2 minutes left in the first half of extra time. Sergio Ramos swings across into the box. Cristiano Ronaldo is tended in an offside position, not by inches, not by a fraction. He is Kiama for RTABL offside. He scores the linesman's flag, stays dodoing, and the referee, who is just meters away, does nothing. Madrid go ahead on aggregate. The goal stands. Now you might be thinking, okay, one bad offside call. It happens. VAR wasn't a thing yet, but we're not done. Halftime of extra time comes and goes. Second half begins, minute 110. Marcelo goes on one of those runs he's famous for, slaloming through defenders, carrying the ball into the Bayern box. He plays it far to Ronaldo. And I want you to understand something here. When a player plays the ball far at RD, meaning the ball travels in the direction of the opponent's goal, any attacking player who is ahead of that ball in an offside position is OFFSITE. That is not a gray area. That is not a judgment call. That is the RUI. Ronaldo was ahead of the ball when Marcelo played it. He was offside. The goal should not have stood. Bayern players raised their hands. They cessoriamed for offside. The referee waved it away. Ronaldo completed his hat trick. A perfect hack, left foot, right foot header. And look, credit to the man for his finishing. But I think most honest football fans would agree. This might be the most questionable hat trick in Champions League history. Because it should have been on goal. Maybe 0, not 3. Asensio, the 21-year-old kid Zidane had substituted on, added a fourth in the 1 or 12th minute. And that was it. Final score. Real Madrid 4, Bayern Munich 2. Madrid through to the semi-final. 6 ET. Now let's step back for a second and think about what we just witnessed. In this one game, in this one night in Madrid, Casemiro committed 2 fouls that each deserved a second yellow card. He was not sent off for either. He went on to provide the assist that first put Madrid ahead. Arturo Vidal won the ball cleanly, textbook tackle, and was sent off, leaving Bayern with 10 men for extra time. Cristiano Ronaldo scored 2 goals in extra time that were both offside. Both were allowed to stand, and on the back of all of this, Real Madrid went to the semi-finals, then the final. Then they lifted the Champions League trophy. For the second year running, the following season, they did it again. 3 consecutive Champions League titles. 3-peat. The stuff of legend. But think about this. What if that second leg had been properly officiated? Bayern Munich go through. Real Madrid are eliminated, no 3-peat. The most dominant run in Champions League history. Erased before it even truly got started. And Ronaldo, he finished that season as the Champions League's top scorer. That hat trick was a big part of it. Without it, his Ballon d'Or that year, maybe it goes somewhere else. 1 game. 1 refereeing team. So many decisions. An entire era of football history, potentially rewritten. Now, I'm not here to tell you Real Madrid didn't deserve their success overall. They were an elite team. Ronaldo was one of the greatest players on the planet. Zidane was a brilliant manager. But this game, this particular game, it remains one of the most controversial 120 minutes in the history of football. So I want to know what you think. Is there a more controversial game in football history than Real Madrid vs Bayern Munich in the 2016-17 Champions League quarterfinal? Drop it in the comments. I'm reading every single one. If you're new here, hit subscribe. Because we break down the moments that changed football history, the calls that swung dynasties, and the games that nobody wants to talk about. Next video, equally as wild. I promise you that. Let's go.